Prepare your brains because this is story time. Throughout my life, I've had a love-hate relationship with libraries. But I'd like to add, mostly a love one. When I was a kid, we went to the library all the time. And to be honest, one of the main reasons I love going there is because I love throwing a coin into the fountain. If you guys have ever been to the Moncton Public Library, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I still do it, but you know, really smooth so no one sees what I'm doing. Because apparently when you're an adult, you can't have fun anymore. When I got older, libraries started to freak me out a bit. The quietness just bothered me. I can't study in a library. The whole time I'm just picturing a huge sign over my head. Also, I'm one of the terrible people. I never bring back my books on time. Even if I try and I focus, I'm like, this time I'm gonna do it. They always end up late. Somehow the library gods still let me have a job in a library in recent years. It's a super fun job and I really love doing it. One story that really sticks out for me has got to be the banana story. We had our group from 9 to 12-year-olds coming for the first time, so we decided to go all out and did a huge Harry Potter day. We thought that would be really awesome. We planned a bunch of science experiments to be our potions class. We had even made our own version of butterbeer, and we had planned a trivia game in the beginning so the kids could get to know each other. The only problem was, these kids didn't know anything about Harry Potter. They had heard of Harry Potter, and if you really think about it, it does kind of make sense for the movies because they weren't even born when the first movie came out. But for the book part, I guess they just didn't like it. So needless to say, the trivia part didn't go over so well, so we just moved on to the science experiments pretty quickly. We figured they could still have fun with that. We had bought dry ice to do cool science experiments with, but the kids were less than impressed. It didn't help that most of the science experiments weren't working so well. You're supposed to be able to have a bowl full of dry ice and put like a rag with dish soap around it, and then it makes a bubble. Yeah, well that bubble pops every 3 seconds, so it's practically impossible to show them what that looks like. It looked really cool on Pinterest though. So since the dry ice wasn't impressing them much, we placed the banana in the container and kind of moved on to other things. While I was trying to convince these kids to drink our butterbeer, and they didn't want any of it at all. Apparently being 12, you're basically just not allowed to have fun at that point. We also failed at the elephant toothpaste, which totally worked when we tried it the week before. One of the kids that was there even said, "Oh, well, I saw this before, but it worked that time." Heart crushed. Luckily, they were really impressed by the naked eggs. Essentially, you dissolve the shell of the egg in vinegar, but the egg still stays intact. So they were really impressed by that, so we figured leave on a high. But my colleague remembered that we had placed a banana into the dry ice, so we figured we might as well use it since we had already done that. So we took out the banana to show them what happens. Fun fact about that banana though, we had forgotten to bring a banana. But that same morning we went to the meeting room and we found one. Just one sole lonely banana sitting on a table. So we checked if we could use it and they said yes. We're like, great, awesome. So my colleague shows the banana to the kids and taps it against the table to show them how frozen it got, just in the little amount of time that we were having this experiment. And she asks if someone wants to see. So she gives this banana to a little 11-year-old girl. But instead of tapping the banana against the table like my colleague had shown her how to do, this little girl decided to straight up smash it on the ground. So as you can imagine, the banana explodes into a million pieces, and because I'm me, a piece of banana hits me right in the head right here. So everyone just froze and looked at each other. We didn't really know how to react to this. So I feel on my head and great, I'm bleeding. So I have to convince these kids that everything is fine and we're just gonna end the activity there. So have a great day, kids. So this amazing day coincided with my colleague's birthday. So we decided after all of that we deserved some of a break. So we went to the other room, ate some birthday cake, tried to drink all of the butterbeer because there was so much left over, and I was explaining this story to another colleague. But she looks at me, she looks at my cut, I'm trying to clean it off, and she says, "I think you have to file a report." So I had to file an accident at work report explaining that I got hurt because a frozen banana exploded and it hit me in the head. I think this is karma for all my overdue library books. So if you guys have any weird injury stories, leave a comment down below so I don't think this is just stuff that happens to me. See you next time!